Hey guys, I'm Travis.
I'm Kyle.
I'm Allie.
This is the first time that all three of us have been on camera together, so if it looks a little bit awkward, it's because it is. So, we wanted to talk to you guys about the Fly Products Xenit with the Cosmos 300. Now, we've had the trike now for 3 days. So this is like a first impressions video. This isn't a full review. We are really excited to be flying this for the next, well, hopefully a couple years. Yeah. But over the end of the summer, I think when we have a chance to travel all over the country with the motor, we'll put out another review. But we want to talk about our initial impressions.
So the power band on the Cosmos is amazing. Through the entire power band, it's smooth. Whether I had a 260-pound passenger or I had Allie next to me, it was the same power band throughout the whole thing, which was really awesome.
Yeah, a lot of these big bore motors, these higher CC motors, do have issues in the lower end with the power band and the engine kind of four-stroking. I mean, of course, all two strokes will do that, but we're seeing really almost nothing like that with the Cosmos. There's going to be a little bit down low, but in the normal RPMs in which you fly, both solo and tandem, I don't think you guys are going to see that. It's a very, very smooth, very linear power band. What about the power?
So the power, my first impression with it, we did the warm-up, breaking it in, and the first impression was, oh my goodness, I can't hold this back.
None of us can.
And
yeah.
Right after that, we finally got into flying it, and I was impressed. I had no idea how much power something could put out. It's almost intimidating in a really good kind of way.
But guys, we're running a 150 centimeter propeller on it. It is a 288cc engine, yeah. So it's got a lot of push, which makes for really easy glider inflations, really short takeoffs, and really nice climb outs.
I flew tandem the other day in the Xenit, and I was really impressed with how much bigger the trike feels.
There's so much room between you and me too, compared to what we're used to.
It's also really, really quiet, so much so that typically our issue is having comms and being able to speak to our passenger. We didn't have that issue. I was able to freely speak.
It's so quiet, dude.
I know.
It's incredibly smooth. So we've flown Pellinis, which are known for being really smooth, and they are.
Oh, they are.
And I honestly didn't think anything could get any better, but this thing really impresses.
It's so smooth and quiet. I like it already.
So nice. So nice.
It's so smooth. Like, whoa.
I mean, this isn't a comparison video, but first impressions are, it's smoother. It's a very, very, very smooth engine. Almost no perceived vibration at all.
We all had high expectations for it, and thus far they've been met or exceeded in what we were expecting, especially with the R&D that's went into it. You expect a lot, and thus far it has met all of those expectations. I didn't even know this, but you can fully disassemble and assemble it with no tools. There's everything already on there. You don't need any wrenches or anything like that. With the exception of the prop. You need one Allen key, which you can leave in the side pocket. But other than that, you can break this entire trike down with zero tools.
With the Xenit, the motor is permanently mounted. You're not taking it off on a paramotor frame like with the Rider and the Flash. It is mounted, however, it still does fold up. The cage disassembles quite quickly, and then everything can be folded on itself, but it is going to take up more room. The other thing about the Xenit, it is a heavier, it is a more commercial grade trike. I mean, everything on it is beefier. The tubes are beefier, the tires are bigger, it's got brakes, it's actually got suspension, which sounds like a gimmick, but it actually works, and it's really nice when we're rolling through the bumpy field that we use here, and the suspension does help, and it does make it a really nice ride. So, you can solo fly, and I think because there is no power band with this engine, perceivable power band, it's not going to be a problem solo flying it as well, because you're not going to have power band issues in the lower RPMs that solo flying demands. But for tandem work, it's absolutely fantastic. It's a beautiful machine. It's very well built. Vittorazi did an amazing job with the Cosmos and how well they packaged it to not only function well, but I mean, it looks like an Italian race car. The way that they built it, it's beautiful.
So the Cosmos that we got is actually a dual spark, which was something we didn't have before. So it's a really cool aspect that we can have, and that redundancy is really nice to have. It's also a liquid cooled motor, which for those of you that don't know, once you start it and warm it up, you get out to the field, lay out your glider, you don't have to warm it up again.
No.
As long as that coolant is still at that engine operating temperature, you can clip in and go.
What we also have noticed though is it uses a Tillotson carburetor. It is a diaphragm carburetor on the Cosmos 300. It does not require any priming with the exception of when you initially put fuel in it. Yeah. You do actually activate the choke to get fuel up into the carb, but we could cold start this right now with the push of a button. There's no blowing, there's no priming. It just starts up right away, which is really nice. But we've got 2 sets of carabiners on this, so we want to fly solo, but you got to remember to put it on the correct carabiners. We've also got this configured up with lots of gauges, which are options that you can get. Some people do prefer those with the liquid-cooled engine. It's not a prototype engine, but right now it's in its, I guess you would call it its operational test and evaluation stage. So, you know, we have this engine here to use and abuse over the next couple months. We do have a logbook that Vittorazi provided that records a bunch of data on every flight that we take. And we need to do that for the first 30 hours of flying it. And there's other users around the world that are doing tandem and on a commercial basis that also have these engines. And it's really helpful, and I think Vittorazi is very smart doing this because it helps bring in a lot of data and a lot of information before they actually put this thing out there to the commercial market for folks to buy.
Alright guys, thanks for watching. Keep your eyes out for some other videos that we intend on putting together, breakdown, building it. We want to make sure that we give you as much information as we can on this particular unit. We're really excited for the next couple of months. It feels like we can't fly this enough right now, so thanks for watching and stay tuned.